All right, folks, let's talk about DIY videos, shall we? You know, those magical little clips online where some superhuman individual builds a bookshelf with a stapler and a piece of string while smiling like they just won the lottery? Yeah, those. You watch them and think, I can totally do that, right? Well, let me tell you folks, the reality check is coming, and it's coming fast. You ever notice how YouTube knows exactly what you want to watch? It's like they're reading your mind, right? They throw up these DIY videos and you're like, sure, I can learn how to build a treehouse in 10 minutes. But what the algorithm doesn't tell you is that it's gonna feed you content that's so perfect it feels like you're watching a highlight reel from HGTV where everything is pre-edited and Instagram perfect. Algorithms, people. Algorithms are what power this mind-reading ability. They analyze your browsing history, your clicks, your likes, and even the way your eyes dart across the screen. The algorithms like, this person watched 5 videos on how to make avocado toast. So clearly they're ready to become a master carpenter. It uses a model called collaborative filtering, which basically means, hey, people who watch DIY bookshelf videos also watch these. So, now you're trapped in a loop of endless DIY content and you don't even realize it. It's like a virtual IKEA, no escape, just shelves and screws everywhere. Let's talk about editing. DIY videos love to use time lapses. Suddenly you're watching a 20-minute video, but it's somehow over in 30 seconds. You're like, damn, I just built a whole kitchen while making my coffee. I'm a pro. No. What really happened is you just missed 3 hours of someone being stuck under a countertop because they didn't measure correctly. Time lapses. The magic of the time lapse is that they trick your brain into thinking you just watched 15 minutes of work in, like, 3 seconds. This is called the cognitive illusion of effortlessness. Your brain skips the sweat and panic behind the scenes. It just sees a shiny, polished result, and boom, instant self-confidence. But you missed the part where they had to Google how to fix a countertop that's upside down for an hour. Time-lapse editing is your brain's worst enemy. It's like an optical illusion for the work ethic. And the music, ooh, God, the music. They play this upbeat, happy tune like you're on a vacation in a perfect little cabin sipping coconut water. But what you don't hear is the internal screaming of someone realizing they've just spent 6 hours trying to attach a leg to a table and now the leg is glued to their shirt. But no. The video has you believing you're gonna be on DIY MasterChef in a week. Trust me, you're gonna be on hold with the local handyman by the end of the day. Now the DIY creators themselves, oh, they're like cheerleaders. This is so easy. You can do it. This is a 10-minute project for anyone. Yeah, they say that, and you're thinking, all right, I'll just grab my hammer and... Wait, what's a hammer again? They're using something called self-efficacy bias. Basically, they're convincing you that you can do it by making it sound like no one could possibly fail. What's happening in your brain? You're experiencing a release of dopamine. That's the chemical that makes you feel good when you think, hey, I'm gonna be successful at this. But little do you know, the dopamine's gonna crash when the nail bends halfway through and your finger gets caught under the dresser. Your brain's like, yikes! Why didn't I stick to online shopping for home decor? DIY creators are like motivational speakers with power tools. You've got this, they say, as they cut to a perfect project. Meanwhile, you've been trying to unscrew one stubborn screw for an hour, and you're sitting there like, do I need to call an exorcist? What is happening here? But hey, the creator is still there, smiling at you through the screen like they're about to get a Nobel Prize for their DIY skills. Meanwhile, you're about to have a mental breakdown over some plywood. And then, there's you. You're sitting there with a 3D printed blueprint of a kitchen island in your head thinking, I'm an absolute genius, this is going to be great. Why? Because you have what's called optimism bias. You believe you're going to build a mansion with a hot glue gun and some popsicle sticks. And when it's all over, you're staring at your finished project, which looks more like a third-grade art class project than a Pinterest pin. Optimism bias. It's a real thing. Your brain overestimates how easy it's going to be. You're like, this will be simple. I'm basically the next Bob the Builder. But in reality, it's more like Bob the Builder if he didn't have hands and just hired a contractor for every little thing. Why? Because everyone has illusory superiority. You think you're better than the guy who's been doing this for 20 years, just because you watched 5 DIY videos before you picked up a screwdriver. And then, when it all falls apart, oh, that was just bad luck, clearly. No, it wasn't bad luck, Karen. It was the fact that you don't know what a level is. But we keep going, right? Because DIY videos have convinced us that we're all superstars in the making. But here's the real kicker, folks. Statistics. Yeah, did you know that 63% of people regret at least one DIY project? That's right, they started a bathroom renovation and ended up with a wet floor, a broken tile, and a phone number for the nearest plumber. But here's the thing, we all still watch DIY videos. It's like watching a train wreck and thinking, oh yeah, that could totally be me, except I'll do it better, probably. Why do we do this? It's called cognitive dissonance. We watch the videos and we're like, yes, I can do that. Even though deep down we know that 85% of our DIY attempts end with a phone call to the professional we should have called in the first place. But we need that feeling of control. We need to believe that with the right hammer, we can fix the world, or at least assemble an IKEA shelf. And of course, don't forget the hidden costs. You start with a $20 budget, but by the time you're done, you've spent your entire paycheck on tools, materials, and insurance for your hands. But DIY creators never tell you that part, do they? They're too busy celebrating their perfect woodwork while you're over there Googling, "Can I fix a microwave with duct tape and prayers?" So folks, here's the thing. DIY videos are great. They inspire you, they motivate you, they make you feel like you can do anything. But when the rubber meets the road, or in this case, when the wood meets the hammer, maybe just remember that it's okay to call a professional, or at the very least, have a glass of wine before you pick up that power drill. Thank you, everyone. And remember, it's not about the project, it's about surviving it. Why?